Welcome back to On The Geaux podcast, baby. My name is Jimmy. We're going to go ahead and cut the music real quick because we got a special guest in the house today. Skip Drelass is in the building. What's happening, fam? How you feeling tonight, brother?
I feel good, man. I feel good. Just ready to dig into the show, man.
Awesome, man. It's definitely a pleasure to have you. Love the nice accents on the wall behind you. You know, baby Dre, baby Dad, baby Effie. You did.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, you know, if the audience is listening, that is Effie in the back. She's no longer a baby. She's a grown woman paying taxes and living her best life. You dig? So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Man, so tonight we're doing something a little different. We're bringing Skip Drelass on. This is an extension of the podcast, guys. You know, same thing. We're still talking sports tonight, but we're going to take a deeper dive into this NFL season. Now that we are actually done, the season is over. We're going to take a look back in time and see what really went down this season. So, Dre, the floor is yours, man. Where do you want to start with this?
I think it was pretty much, you know, how we expected the teams to be. You know, the Chiefs are on another level. The Eagles were good, albeit, you know, you could argue, you know, if Brock Purdy doesn't, you know, get hurt, it would have been a lot more closer than, you know, for the 49ers. But there were a lot of just disappointments as well. Like when I think about disappointments, I mean, the Cardinals is the biggest, you know, culprit. I mean, I had them, you know, making it to the divisional round, and I mean, the only time you'll get to the divisional round with the Cardinals is on your Madden franchise. I mean, they're a mess. They're you know, the Bears might lack talent, but their upside is way higher because of, you know, Fields. You know, you get him some help. But I mean, the Cardinals don't have none of that, man. I mean, you got a quarterback coming off a major knee injury. You just lost your head coach. You just lost a future Hall of Fame, you know, interior lineman in J.J. Watt. Isaiah Simmons is, you know, so I think, you know, they stuck, man.
Man, you know, just speaking on the Cardinals, I know today they announced that they hired the Eagles defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, as their new head coach. Look, the Cliff Kingsbury experiment didn't work. I don't know why they thought it would. You know, but I mean, you go from an offensive minded coach to now a defensive minded coach. I mean, what you gonna do about your OC? What you gonna do about your offense, especially with Kyler not coming back and being ready for the start of the season?
Right, exactly. And is this coach gonna want Kyler? I mean, I was looking today, like the dead cap hit for Kyler's contract is $81 million. Like
he got that TO.
They're stuck. They're stuck, and he might not come back to week 5, week 6. And you could potentially be looking at a situation to where, you know, the Cardinals are 1-5, you know, 0-6.
Damn.
You know, that's the reality. And then if they do have, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you know, jumping the gun a little bit, let's say if they get the first overall pick, you know, if you bring in Caleb Williams, you literally are like devaluing Kyler Murray so much. Nobody's going to want to take that contract. So they have, like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen a team in this type of situation where they have no cap. They're very much talent depleted. And then, you know, with a quarterback who, you know, main ability is to scramble. And we don't know if he's going to be able to do that well coming off this knee injury.
Right. So, and like you've been talking about, they're probably going to lose Nook. They're going to lose the, you know,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, you could say, you know, Hopkins, you know, ring chase tour starts this year. You know, he's probably going to, you know, if they don't, if the Chiefs don't re-sign Juju, I mean, to play with Patty Mahomes, you know, to give Patrick Mahomes a weapon like, you know, who's still in this, you know, still showing that he could be a number 1 receiver. It's kind of scary. You know, who else? You know, The Vikings could, the Vikings,
Yeah,
teams that are just,
because Adam Thielen is pretty much trending downward. It'd be great to pair
yeah,
Hopkins
he's
alongside
getting,
Jefferson.
Jay,
Ooh,
man, with TJ, think about that. Oh my God, how do you defend that?
I
How
don't
do you
know.
defend that?
I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think you just have to cut your
Oh,
law. Yeah,
I know how you defend that. You put every game in prime time.
yeah, yeah. Put every game in prime time. All 17 games.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro. Man, what about the Rams? The Rams were a disappointment this year after after winning the Super Bowl last year.
Hey, what was that? 2, 3 years ago, they said fuck them picks. Well, guess what?
Picks
Picks
fucking
fuck
them.
back. picks, picks fuck back big time. I mean, Matthew Stafford coming back. I mean, you still have, the best receiver. Well, I mean, between Cup and Jay Jettis, it's close. You still got right now, you still have Aaron Donald. You still have Jalen Ramsey. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try their best to re-sign him.
Mm-hmm.
You still got Sean McVay. So they can be competitive, but when you look at the Rams roster and compare it to the Eagles or the Niners or even the Cowboys, picks fucking back, man.
Seriously. When I think about the Rams, I think about, Matthew Stafford's the wild card. He's getting up in age and he's having a ton of injuries, especially to his throwing shoulder.
Right.
Where do you go from that? Do you start planning for the future right now if you're the Rams?
It's hard to say because I mean you don't have any picks. I mean, let's say they tank for Caleb Williams or Drake May. They just drafting a quarterback. They O-line is atrocious. You draft a Drake May or Caleb Williams, who gonna block for him? You don't want him to get killed like Joe Burrow did. You don't want him to get killed like all the way back in 2002. David Carr got sacked 76 times.
Bro.
He got killed out there. So it's a situation to where I think the Rams are just in the same boat as the Cardinals, like
stuck in purgatory.
Stuck in purgatory. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Y'all got a ring. Yeah, hey, I'm happy for you, but the reality is, them picks fucking back, dog, and it's just nothing you can do about it.
Hey man, we're gonna have to coin that phrase. The picks fucking back.
Well, that's from a guy I watch on YouTube, Urinating Tree. I heard him say that. So shout out to Urinating Tree. He's a Steelers fan also.
I love it. That's funny as hell. I've never heard that before, but I like that.
Yeah.
So one team I want to talk about, especially the Rams, should they re-sign Baker? And if they don't, I know that we've been hearing some rumblings that the Saints are looking to bring in Baker. How do you feel about that?
Oh, man. I mean, Stafford gives them the best chance. I mean, what Baker did that one week, that's an anomaly. Like, that'll never happen again, dude. Like, you're not signing Sam Darnold off the street and and he leaves a 98-yard game-winning drive. Like, that's not happening. I think a team that needs a quarterback, a bridge quarterback, I think they should take a chance on Baker. But I mean, if Matthew Stafford's out there, in training camp and OTAs and he's throwing, 60, 70 yards to Cooper Kupp and Charlie Higbee, like, he's going to give you the best opportunity to win. With that being said, on the Saints side of things, I think, the Saints are locked in on trying to land Derek Carr. I mean, he's only 32.
Them and the Panthers, they kind of going neck and neck for him.
He's only 32. He's played on some Raiders teams that have the defense, are all time worse a few times.
Exactly.
So 6 coaches in 9 years, 5 different schemes. I mean, it's. I think he's gonna do good with the Saints. Even though the Saints don't have Sean Payton anymore, they do have. I won't say the Saints are bad, but Dennis Allen did have some questionable, play calling decisions, personnel decisions. Maybe that all changes with Carr there. Maybe, maybe he's looking to get a more, uh game managing quarterback than, fuck it, Olave down there somewhere in Jameis, type QB. So I think they should the Rams should definitely stick with Matthew Stafford. And I think the Rams should definitely go with Carr and Baker. I mean, Baker's gonna get another job. Absolutely. Just based off what being in street clothes for 48 hours and then coming in and leading a 90-something yard drive. I mean, he's gonna get another opportunity because he's young as well.
That's true. That's true.
Very young.
I kind of want to keep it in the NFC South. How do you feel about what Atlanta has coming up with Ritter and Drake London?
You know how I am on Drake. I stay in London on fantasy, dog.
Straight up.
Ritter looked good. I mean, when Arthur Smith started opening up the playbook, he looked good. I mean, he's very fast. He's he's a scrambling quarterback, which fits right into what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyle Pitts. I mean, they might have something. Saying that though, if Lamar Jackson is looking to get out of the Baltimore, I'd be willing to throw multiple first rounds,
I'd
to
give
get
up
Lamar
Ritter
Jackson.
and first rounds to get Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, get Lamar Jackson because I mean, Lamar's young. Lamar's very talented. His just style of play is just it's not sustainable if you cannot protect yourself. We've seen this year, Jalen Hurts protecting himself to a degree. Kyler was more of a freak accident because I mean it was a non-contact injury.
Right.
Lamar just got hurt
in the pocket
same way last year.
Well, he got hurt in the pocket this time,
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I remember last year he was gone and then he got, kind of tackled from behind and it's like, hey, I got to miss the last 5 games.
No, they fell on top of him and that was all she wrote.
Yeah. So Atlanta, man, I love Ritter. I mean, he looked good, full training camp, a full off season of prepping him as the number 1 guy will work wonders. But if Baltimore's like, hey man, we want to talk to you about a potential trade, you need, for the sake of your franchise, while you have Pitts and Drake on these rookie deals, you need to go get Lamar Jackson for sure. Hey, look, AJ Terrell could get destroyed. Hey, don't Lamar Jackson and Drake London and Kyle Pitts gonna give you 28. If Jacksonville only score 16, you gonna win.
You gonna win.
You gonna win. So
I love it, man. So coming down towards the end, the last couple of teams that I want to get into is one being the Jets and then also the Colts and the Houston Texans. Texans hired a new coach, Colts hired a new coach, and the Jets are in the process where they're looking for their next quarterback. Obviously, they say they're not going to get rid of Zach Wilson, but there's already been reports that they've inquired about Aaron Rodgers. So, where do you see these 3 teams landing next season? How can they improve?
If the Jets get Aaron Rodgers, oh man, with that defense, a solid O-line, I mean, they're probably going to be, they would throw themselves into the top 5, top 10 in the AFC.
Would you say if they get Aaron Rodgers, would you say the Bills window has closed, at least for the time being?
I wouldn't say that. It was weird how they went out this year. I will say it would definitely put them on the hot. It would put them and definitely Miami on the hot seat. The Patriots, I mean, until they figure out their quarterback and until they get, actual offensive talent, they're going to be 7 and 10. And, the Belichick way it's not working. Moving to the Colts, I mean, the Colts are a mess, man. I had high aspirations for them this season as well, literally running JT into the ground, hiring Jeff Saturday. It's like, Jim Irsay chose violence with his with this team he owned and he lost. So they're gonna finally draft their we hope
they're
finally gonna get their franchise QB they've been neglecting since Andrew Luck.
They might have to trade up to get him.
He might. Well, what pick do they have? They have the 4th pick, right?
I believe so.
I think they.
You think about it, Houston is going to get a quarterback.
Absolutely.
And then Chicago is trying to trade their first pick to whatever team wants a quarterback.
Right.
So, I mean, at that point, Bryce Young's gone and
right.
you know, and CJ Stroud's gone. So who do you take next?
Right.
Do you bargain on Will Levis?
See, that's the thing, man. They're in a bad situation. Now, I will say this: a lot of people have forgotten. Like Jameis Winston was looking to go to the Colts.
Really?
Yeah. Before he signed with when he signed with the Saints. But then again, you know, if you're the Colts and you get Jameis Winston, you're literally not getting your franchise quarterback again. So it's just like, what can you do? You know?
Right.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Right.
Well, and that's the thing, man. I'm not sure where the Colts go, but I know they definitely got to make some type of move because
they gotta do something. Yeah, they got a good coach. They just need a quarterback, and they need some definitely Shaq Leonard. You know, Shaq Leonard coming back helps, but I mean, they're in the bottom team in the AFC for sure. For the next 1 or 2 years. The Texans have a lot of upside. I mean, they have a solid coach. You know, if they draft, you know, Bryce Young, you know, they get some help on that O-line. They have a solid running back, a running back that can prove he can be a workhorse. And Dameon Pierce. Definitely need some receiver help for sure. And this is the draft to do that at. You might get Mechie back. It's not a guarantee, even though his treatment went well. If he comes back, that's great.
Right.
You know, but trotting out Nico Collins and Alan Lazard with
that
Bryce
ain't gonna
Young,
cut the mustard.
That's not gonna cut. Yeah, even if they're trying to tank for Marvin Harrison Jr., that ain't gonna cut it. The fans ain't gonna like that at all. So I think they have a lot of potential. They have a lot of draft capital. They have a decent amount of cap space. I think if it wasn't for the Jags being so balanced offensively, I would say that division's a toss up. But
it
Jags
really
first
is.
place, the Titans could easily come in second place, and potentially in the next 2 or 3 years make the wild card, especially with that coach.
That's the craziest thing about that division. Like you could literally go from 4-1 in that division because it's just so wide open.
It's so wide open. Yeah, who's gonna be. A lot of people don't think about this, but who's gonna be the Titans? Who's gonna be throwing the ball for the Titans? You gonna trot out Ryan Tannehill again? How that's been working out?
It's almost like they just been hanging him out there, like dangling him, like, hey, he can still play. Who wants him? But I'm not gonna say it out loud. He quietly been on the trade block.
You shut King Henry down, and that offense turns into like a JV inner city league offense, man.
That shit look like 2005 Saints, boy, with Aaron Brooks.
What? It's bad. And I look to move away from the Texans for a little bit to the Titans. I was talking to some Titans fans today, and they were getting all butthurt. Oh man, we need this, we need that. Well, I said, dog, y'all need a weapon, and y'all literally had a guy named AJ Brown.
Gave him away for nothing.
Gave him away for a second round pick.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
That second round pick better be Zay Flowers or somebody. Josh Downs, somebody.
Zay is, man, the way these wide receivers looking and teams that's needing weapons, they might mess around and go in the first round.
Say and Jigba, man, they need somebody. Because I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, that's no shot at Alan Lazard. I mean, you can't. Alan Lazard and Trey Burks ain't gonna get it done, bro.
Hey man, that sounds like shots fired to me. That sounds like shots fired.
Bro. Hey, I'm just saying, Alan Lazard and Traylon Burks ain't gonna get it done, bro.
Nah, they definitely not getting it done.
No. In your Madden franchise, yeah. In actuality, hell no.
God, dog, man. So in this last little segment, man, I want to ask you at random, who do you see being the biggest turnaround team next season?
Biggest turnaround team. Ezra's not on tonight, but he's gonna like this one. I'm gonna say Chicago. I'm gonna say Chicago. There's no way Chicago. I mean, if they draft in the top 10, I don't think they draft in the top 10 because you see what you have in Justin Fields. Yeah, he's kind of raw as a passer, but guess what? He gets another training camp, the same coaching staff. That's big. He gets the same system that they get him some help. They entice Nook like, hey, Nook, we'll give you, 4 years, 105 mil or whatever, whatever. They got the cap space to do it. You chase rings or you go have some fun with Justin Fields. I think that the Bears can, easily be the second or possibly third best team in that division. I don't think they shit the bed like how they did this year. They really, really, really need to get Justin Fields some help. That's what it comes down to. You got to get this kid some help. Velus Jones, no shots fired at him. Sun God's brother. Come in the same draft, and you have Justin. You have Garrett Wilson. You have Chris Olave. Easily hitting 1,000 yards with mediocre quarterback play, and they can't do the same thing. But we were all drafted in the same class. Right. Come on, though. You have to get this kid some help. No matter what. If Njigba's right there, take him. Take Njigba.
They already have chemistry. They played together.
And that's what I'm, boom. You draft Will, you're gonna draft Will Anderson, which is, I don't understand why the Bears are like the only team in the league that trades their future Hall of Fame linebacker.
They don't want to pay Khalil
Mack. They don't pay. They didn't pay Khalil Mack. Oh, we need a linebacker. They draft Roquan Smith and trade
That's
away
crazy,
Roquan
bro.
Smith, even though they got the cap room to give him the bag. So that's the only thing. I think that they just got to get that kid some weapons. And I know when Ezra sees this, he's gonna break his jaw smiling because I'm the biggest I'm the biggest critic of Justin Fields. But right. There is something there. You just got to unlock his potential by getting him some help.
I love it. Man, Dre, I can't thank you enough for stepping in tonight, man. How about we give Skip Drelass another round of applause for joining us tonight. Honestly, man, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm glad we were able to do this. It's something we've been needing to do. Guys, remember. Oh, yeah. Remember, this is the On The Go podcast, the #1 stop shop for everything sports. You want to talk NBA, NFL, MMA, NCAA, we got you. Right? You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, and obviously on YouTube. We appreciate you rocking with us tonight. We out. Peace.